Skip Bayless is a 70-year-old man tweeting like this about a 17-year-old. And if you're not aware of the context, you have to see this.
Bronny James to the basket. Bronny with a basket bombardment!
What you just saw is an insanely impressive dunk. The degree of difficulty cannot be understated. That takes an elite level of athleticism. But Skip, being the critic that he is, just had to say something stupid. Even his wife, Ernestine, had to check him for it.
So at the end of the night, Ernestine, who's barely speaking to me thanks to you, and she says, well, you did it again. I don't look at my mentions. And she said, I'm getting a bunch of Google alerts. You're getting ripped for ripping this poor kid.
Right.
Like, you got to lay off the kid. And she was on, as usual, LeBron's side and Bronny's side.
But everybody is on his head for this. Jalen Rose had to cook him too.
Nobody should be overcritical of high school players, in particular those of professional athletes, especially if you're a junior in high school and only average 1.4 points.
And unfortunately, I feel like this right here is only going to continue for the next few years. Skip acknowledged that himself on the show.
I was merely commenting on a young man who is going to be a focal point for this show and everybody else from this point forward, because I'm going to remind everybody, in 2 years, will he be good enough to play alongside his father?
I have a feeling it's only going to get worse from here. He is not right in the head. Last month I posted a video about all of the times that he hated on LeBron James and was completely wrong, which is almost a 20-minute video, by the way. He's practically made his career being a LeBron James hater, but with LeBron nearing the end of his career, people are beginning to wonder what will be next for Skip. He's already been hating on both Giannis and Luka consistently, but Skip has versatility in his hate. Who says he can't hate on Luka and Giannis, but also LeBron's kids? I mean shit, he's already hating on the entire league except Kevin Durant. But the crazy part is Bronny isn't even an adult yet and Skip is already getting started. So I think I have an idea of what's next for this crazy ass old man. Obviously, he says a lot of what he says just for ratings, like this.
And 34% said MJ would beat LeBron James one-on-one right now at the age of 52. Come on.
You know, Stephen A.
Oh
Smith,
gosh, don't do this.
you know, he just might be able to.
Don't do
He
this.
just might be able to.
And you know what? I don't care about any of that. If you want to troll, go ahead. I'm all for that. He's given us some really funny moments doing that. But some things that he does is simply crossing the line, and this is one of them things. And the craziest part to me though is that Skip Bayless has legitimately built a career off of being a generational hater. I get it. For the purpose of ratings, there has to be an antagonist. And Skip Bayless fits the mold. But when he keeps saying similar shit on his Twitter non-stop, it's hard for me to believe that this is only a TV persona. This old man is a true hater. So let's be the opposite of Skip. Spread some love and like the video, man. And if you want to see me cook some more terrible analysts, you gotta subscribe. In the case of Giannis Antetokounmpo, he refuses to say that he is better than Kevin Durant.
When Kevin Durant comes back, that 7-foot monster that he is, it ain't even close between him and Giannis or him and anybody else on this planet. He is far and away the best player on this planet.
Oh, and of course, he thinks that Giannis is overrated.
So what's not money to me is the Bucks' belief in Giannis. But I don't trust him the way I'm starting to trust Trae Young in these bigger moments. I don't think his team trusts him.
Gotta love how this aged. Giannis dropped 50 points, 1 point for every time Skip Bayless had a terrible take in the last month. For Steph Curry, Skip said that he is not a top 20 player of all time.
I don't have him in my top 20 yet. What? If we were ranking this as regular season only, he'd be in my top 10 already. He has stunk in the postseason. I got all kinds of numbers and we don't have enough show.
I mean, come on, this motherfucker has Bill Walton ranked above him.
I would take Bill Walton in playoff games in a heartbeat over what I have not seen from Steph Curry, which is very unclutch.
Even after Steph cooked the hell out of Boston in the NBA Finals, he still found a way to hate on this man.
Time for my letter grade for Steph Curry, all-time top 10. I'll give him a C+ for this. And he wound up a -20 in the fourth quarter of game 1 on his floor. And all of a sudden, Steph scores a grand total of 2 points. But right away, early in the fourth quarter, in a 1:22 span, he turns it over 3 straight times. Yeah. They were Marcus Smart style.
C+. I'm not gonna lie, man. Curry could score 70 points going 20 for 21 from 3, and Skip would point out that one miss. He choked in the fourth quarter. When the stakes rise, he falls. With your dumb ass. Even Damian Lillard cannot escape the wrath of Skip hate.
To say Dame Lillard is not a top player because he missed 2 free throws.
You just have to do it when it counts.
Skip,
You got to show me one. Just show me one.
What about Oklahoma City in the playoffs last year? Did he do that?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so he showed you.
And when Kawhi Leonard forced his way out of San Antonio, Skip the Spurs fan was enraged, which, you know what, I get. Most Spurs fans were pissed off about this whole situation. But until further notice, he wouldn't even say his name. He was now referred to as number 2. He was redacted.
This is now the poor man's LeBron James. Number 2 has become the most overprotected, overhyped superstar in all of sports in the wake of LeBron. For his performance last night, I give number 2 a C. And I am highly impressed.
Average.
Yeah, he was average last night.
In fact, his Kawhi agenda didn't even end until he made his decision to rival LeBron James instead of joining him in 2020 by choosing the Clippers. Skip said he got bigger fish to fry. I see the vision. I can't forget that time he said Kobe Bryant was overpaid as well. Stephen A gave us one of them classic reactions.
It leaped out to me that Kobe makes $7 million more than anybody else in this league.
Why? So what's the problem?
$27 million.
And what's the problem? You better be careful about what the words that's about to come out of your mouth. Don't be disrespectful. You better be careful.
$27 million worth of nothing that you got in those 2 games?
$27 million worth of nothing.
Yeah.
You did say that
I
about the
just
Black
said it.
Mamba with
Yes, I did.
sacrilegious.
Yeah.
Oh, you are unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm
You
standing
wanna-
up for this. I'm standing
now
up
you
for
wanna
this.
talk about
Are you going
Hollywood?
to tell me?
Tim
Are you going
Tebow's
to tell
Hollywood.
me that Tim Tebow
Tim
deserves to
Tebow's
be
a bigger
mentioned
draw
in the
than
same
Kobe
battle
Bryant is
than
right
Kobe
now.
Bryant?
He's a bigger draw than Kobe
He's a
Bryant.
bigger.
Yeah.
Go to break.
He's out.
Tim
You
Tebow
need
is
a
more
tag
box
team
office
partner.
than Kobe Bryant?
Yes.
Than Kobe Bryant?
Yes.
Is Tim Tebow more box office than LeBron?
I think so.
You know, the funniest part of all this though is that Kevin Durant is the one guy that Skip Bayless has constant praise for. When does he ever say anything against Kevin Durant? He's always in favor of KD. And while somebody like LeBron James, who he constantly criticizes for everything, will refuse to acknowledge him, Durant will make it clear that he cannot stand Skip. You can't make it any more obvious than this. KD also dropped this tweet targeting Skip along with Stephen A and Shannon. What a sad life of Skip Bayless, hating on everyone, but the one guy you like is also the one guy that fucking hates you. It's definitely not just one guy though that hates Skip Bayless. There's definitely a lot of you that are watching this video right now, which is incredibly based. Let me know in the comment section if you hate Skip Bayless. But I don't think any of you hate Skip Bayless more than Charles Barkley.
If I get a disease and I'm gonna die, how about I get Skip Bayless in here and I kill him live on national television?
Hey yo, it's a whole lot more than that from Chuck though.
I'm gonna tell you something. If I could get Skip Bayless in a room, they need DNA to define who it was when I got through with it. No, I like Shannon. Only thing I want to do is put my foot up Skip's ass. I always phrase that. I don't want to be one of these idiots on these other networks act like they know everything about all sports. Skip Bayless. And, you know, Skip Bayless, the idiot, he's going to find a way to blame LeBron, even though those guys have played 6 bad games. Because I just want to get Skip Bayless in a room one time and just beat him like a dog.
Okay, so you kill him.
Yes.
Does Charles hate Skip more than Skip hates LeBron? I'm just saying he actually might. But back to Skip, he is the hater of sports media. We get that. Some things I don't care that he says. In fact, a lot of times he's funny as shit. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there with a clutch gene. Like, that's funny as hell, man. I like that. But listen, once he starts criticizing a kid, yeah, that's weird, man. And I really hope that this does not become a trend. But you know what? One of my favorite trends is Steph Curry proving people wrong again and again. Check out this video of every time he proved the media wrong.